Before we start our warm-up exercises, I'd like to introduce the Soma Life family. To my left is my wife, Barbara. And to my right, we're very fortunate to have a celebrity with us here. And her name is Tippi Hedren. She's a star of 2 Alfred Hitchcock movies. She also is the president of the Roar Foundation and the founder of the Shambhala Preserve. And then we have to my right a world-class martial artist and a very good friend, Seji, and the rest of our Soma Life family. And by the way, everyone here is taking the Soma Life product. Now we're ready to start our warm-up exercises. We call it the Toddy for the body. Now start with your feet shoulders width apart. Try to focus the thoughts and put them into the heart. Try to get out of the head. We call this focus. One of the hardest moves for people in the West to do is focusing. Try to picture a time in your life that's very special or care and love a thought for someone it's easy for you to care or love. Okay? Now, try to tuck in your derriere just a little bit, not too tight, and we're ready to go. The first one is called the Raggedy Ann, Raggedy Andy warm-up. Turn your waist to the right starting off and let the arms flap against you, waking up the body. This, believe it or not, is one of the oldest recorded exercises in history. It started back in India several thousand years ago. They used to call this waking up the chi. Of course, in India, they call it prana. All right, now put your feet double shoulders width. We're going to do the same thing, starting turning the waist to the right, letting the arms flap. Now we're working a different group of muscles primarily, just by bringing the feet double shoulders width apart. Remember, the dog wags the tail doesn't wag the dog. So this is like the tail wagging. All right, now put your feet back to shoulders width apart, hands on the hips, and we're going to lubricate those hip joints now, turning your waist clockwise, getting the good old synovial fluid to the cartilage, and reverse. If you do this every day, chances you won't ever have to have a hip replacement years to come down the line. All right, now let's do our arms, little tiny circles. Working the rotor cuff area and those shoulder joints, and then reverse. And palms up. And reverse. Now let's push out the walls. Really stretch that body. All right? Push up the ceiling, up on the toes, and down. Up on the toes again, and down. Then up with one hand and down with the other. Stretch that body. And then the other side. Well, let's do that again. That felt good. Up, stretch, and then the other side. Okay, now fold your hands like this. Put the palms outward. Starting to the right, not jerking, and then gently to the left. You don't want to jerk this, you want to do it smoothly. To the right, to the left, back and forth. That's it. Now above the head. Now we start off to the right, gently, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, and one more time each side, and the left. All right, now clasp the hands behind the back. Now you can pull hard, but turn your neck gently, starting to the right and to the left, very gently. And everybody should do this one every day, especially women, because when they get to a certain age, they have a tendency to get osteoporosis and the shoulders going forward, the clothes not fitting as well. And this is a great exercise to help prevent that. All right, now we're going to do an exercise called winging it. We want to pretend like we have 2 hot cups of coffee in our hands. And we want to serve them to 2 people behind us without spilling them. We don't want to look because we owe them some money. And we exhale as we go forward, inhale as we come back. Now don't spill it. Exhale as we go forward, inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Good. Now put your hands on your knees. Okay, rotate clockwise. Working those knee joints, lubricating those knee joints, and then reverse. Good. Now put your feet double shoulders width again. Point the toes slightly outward. Cross your right hand over your left. And this is called the starburst. The Chinese call this wall squats because when they do this with their back against the wall. The object is to keep your back perfectly straight. We have a motto here: success by an inch is a cinch, by a yard it's hard. You don't want to go down too far, too fast. Now inhale through the nose as we go up. We want to get a lot of oxygen into the lungs, and then exhale as we go down. You want to smell the flowers, fill up the lungs, and blow out the candles. Now the legs are the pump to the heart. This is a good one to do every day. Every single day. You'll be surprised how strong the legs will get after just a few weeks and months of doing this exercise. We call this the starburst. Then as you go after a couple of months, and maybe even longer, you can go down further and further. So as you get older, you get better. You get more flexible. All right, and that concludes our warm-up exercises. Now we're ready to go into the Soma motion 1.